Let's talk about silver because a lot of investors are really unsure what to do. We had a good day yesterday, so does that mean we have the higher low already and we're turning around and we should buy now because that is the buying opportunity before the next silver rally? Because on YouTube you have the silver Super Bowls that are screaming $200 this summer, $500 till year end. Okay. And one click later, you have the super bear that's telling you the precious metal rally is over. Silver is going to collapse down to 50. Okay. So what do we do? We're going to look at the important levels in the charts in the shorter time frames that we need to pay attention to, that tell us what's really going on and happening. Let's get into it. Welcome to Hot Trades of the Day, your show for swing trading ideas for the coming days, weeks, and month. Welcome to Hot Trades of the Day. My name is Daniel Wilhelmi. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button real quick so you don't miss any of the videos. So let's jump into silver. And let's start with this. Man, it only takes one green candle and people are already freaking out if they're missing the boat on the silver rally. So, I've said this before in previous videos, and again, if you missed it, hit the subscribe button, and I say it again. Do not try to be smarter than the market. Do not try to front run the market. Believe me, you will get punished. So, let's look at silver. This is what we're looking at on the daily. And right now I'm going to take out this green trend line because it's very clear now that this purple, this pinkish, I think it's pinkish, trend line that I drew in the last silver update that goes all the way back to the low of this consolidation, bullish consolidation, that then led to the monster rally in the winter and January of 2026, that is the real trend line we need to pay attention to. We can basically take this out, therefore make the chart a little clearer. We're going to turn this green, and as you can see, that helps quite a bit to make things clearer. So what some silver investors and private investors saying, well, the trend line held. Is this the signal? No, it's not the signal. I told you this before a few days ago. We're at this one last green candle here. I said, we need to look for structure. This here is structure. We make a low, we have a rebound, then we make a higher low. That is structure that we can work with. Here, this is structure. Sell off, we have a rebound, we correct the rebound, we make a higher low. It doesn't necessarily have to be a higher low, but we have to retest if we make a lower low or not. And we're not there yet. So, what is the first sign that we need to pay attention to? And that would be this level right here on the close. So we get about 77.50. That is the first sign that things are improving, because then we're making a higher close on this micro time frame here. And then obviously the big one is this one right here. Obviously, we close above 88 or 87.50. Then we would make a higher low and a higher high, and that would be significant. Until that happens, we are doing nothing. Shock horror in the YouTube age. What do you mean, Wilhelmi? I need to trade. I need to put money to work. I need to be in here and in there, and I got to make money everywhere. And on YouTube, everybody tells me they're making money. Trust me, they're not making money. They tell you they're making money. Are they showing you their books? No, they're not. Okay? There is a reason why 90% of all day traders are broke after the first year. Calmly wait for the opportunities. We know the levels. 77.50, 87.50 to 88. Those are the levels that we need to pay attention to. Anything that happens below 77.50, there's no reason to be bullish, because that means we're below this yellow resistance zone that I just told you about, and we're below the 50-day. So what do we care what happens in this little area right here? Okay? We can wait until we break above this resistance zone on the close and see some improvement, because then we have the first sign of structure to make a higher low, and then things start to get interesting. Trust me, there'll be enough time to get into the mining stocks, because even if silver moves a little bit, but the overall market corrects, the silver mining stocks probably not going to run away from us. The opposite's going to happen. We're probably going to get great chances to buy silver miners, the quality silver miners, on the cheap. So I want to switch to a different chart, same silver future, to make this a little more clearer what we're looking at here. And this is this chart. So as you can see, it's the same silver future, but I want to show you without the higher lows and higher highs and all these graphics. And I'm even going to take out the 50-day and the 200-day here. What we're looking at. This is what we're looking at. This is what I just drew in the other chart. Remember, this is got to be a little lower. There we go. It's got to be like here, somewhere around here. So this is the close that we need to be above. And we can even take this trend line out. Doesn't matter for what the point I want to make. Then we're starting to get some structure in. And if we don't make a new low, meaning we don't close below 71.70, then we have the chance to have a nice bottoming formation. Look at this. Down move. This is the low right here, right? Down move, broken. Bottoming formation. This is the formation that we love in the commodity sector. This has made us a lot of money. And then the first breakout signal is $90 an ounce. We go higher than $90 an ounce. So that means we're going to close higher than this close right here and this close right here. And that is the sign that this consolidation is complete. Now, the signal that the majority of the market will look into will be up here. This will be 96.50. That's when the market's going to start to turn. That's when the squeeze is going to get going. And then things are going to turn bullish on silver really fast. We're not there yet. As you can see, we're not even close. We're down here. So there's no reason for us to be hyperactive and to try to front run a market that right now is not giving us clear signals. If anything, the signal on the longer time frames don't look good right now. We have to say that. Now that can change, but right now, that's what we're looking at. So this is the scenario for the bulls. The scenario for the bulls is we build structure right now. Let me switch to the other future chart. We build structure right here, and therefore form the third higher high, which by the way means now we have more higher highs than we had higher lows before. That's sign that's going to take pressure of the silver price, because it also means that we're going to regain the 50-day and stay above it. That will also start to put pressure on the silver shorts. But the real signal that tells us, okay, the silver bears with a super pessimistic outlook are likely to gonna get cooked, is if we close above 87.50, 88, right? This line right here. And then, as I showed you in the other one, $90, that's kind of the mark that we need to look at. That's the completion of this bottoming formation. So I know you don't want to hear this, but in the market, it often pays to be patient, to let the market come to you, to just look at the levels. We know what the levels are. If you follow this channel, we've talked about it quite a bit. And now you even know the shorter time frame levels that you can pay attention to and see if things are turning or not. We stay below 77.50, things favor the downside. Nothing has changed. Will that uptrend hold? We'll see. Nobody knows. If we close above it, things start to improve slightly. Then we're going to start to see the build out of structure. And then we can talk that, okay, is this a point where it makes sense to start adding some silver position or silver mining positions? Again, not 100%, not a large portion. This is not the market, how you play this. We got to adjust the strategy according to the chart developments and the market developments and the probabilities. And for the probabilities to shift towards the side of the bulls, 77.50 is the start, 87.50, 88 is the big one, and then obviously 90 completing the bottoming formation. Now, we're going to follow this closely on this channel. As you can see, we're on really low time frames now and just putting in structures and resistance zones and support zones based on a few candles. So we got you covered here for silver, for the precious metals on Hot Trade of the Day. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos. That is it for today. Have a great day. We'll talk tomorrow. Bye-bye.